Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I am doing a project I found on Pinterest. I thought it would go really well with my ocean sort of theme I've got going on my fireplace. Anyway, the Pinterest one, I'm doing a cheap version. Pinterest one had a really long, what looked like a really long board that was framed out, and it had blue background and then some really large seashells. So I bought a cheap board. I stained it with that gray paint just to make it look a little more rustic. And then I'm masking out the edges with my painter's tape to create the frame. Now this is a lot smaller version, but the seashells I have are a lot smaller. Yeah, it was fun to try it. It doesn't look as impressive as the ones on Pinterest, but isn't that usually how it goes? Don't they say it's Pinterest fails? I don't think it's a fail. It's just small. So maybe I will see if I can find some really big seashells and make a big version. Maybe. I don't know where I'd store it when I'm not hanging out on the wall. A big one, that is. Alright. So I'm going to, this is white gesso, and I'm going to do an undercoat of white gesso so that the blue paint I use doesn't just soak right into the wood. Trying to smooth it all out there. There we go. Alright, so I did let that dry. And then I'm taking a couple of shades of blue. They're kind of on the teal side. I wanted to do a light shade and a dark shade. And I have a few dried, and it's just craft paint. I just did it with craft paint. And some of it's got some dry chunks in it, so I have to pick those out once in a while. See, like right there and right there. I wasn't totally happy with how the paint was going on, so I thought I would blend it with a baby wipe, and then it started peeling the paint right off the gesso, and then I just start rubbing it. Like, you can see the wood grain through there. I just keep going. And we'll try it again. So I just do a light wet coat of that, and then I add a little bit of white gesso. And yeah, I just pulled that out with my finger and mix it for the bottom, for the gradation. Alright, so before that layer dries, I am peeling off the tape, hoping that it'll come off clean. It looks pretty good so far. Stuck on pretty good. There we go. So now I've got this nice frame around my water. I guess it's water. And now I want to line these up so that they're even. So I'm trying to find the center. And I mark it. I figured the shell will cover it up, so I'll go ahead and mark it there. And then I decide I need to find the center between the top and the bottom. It looks like about 1.5 inches on both sides. Alright, so I think I've got it lined up where I want it. And I frame around it with just pieces of chipboard that I have laying around, and we're just going to use Gorilla Glue. And glue that down. I was going to do that with every single one, and I decided that was a lot of effort and not necessarily going to be all that accurate. So the rest of them I just kind of eyeball. I get the bottom and then just eyeball the spacing between. And this was just a really quick, simple project. It was kind of fun. I'll have pictures at the end. I have one picture of it on my fireplace. I don't have a picture of the whole fireplace, but just a close-up of this, because it's pretty small. But yeah, this was my attempt at a Pinterest project. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I don't want any of that glue to show, so I'm putting it on the thick part of the top of the shell and just inside on the bottom of the shell, or the thin edge of the shell. And once I stick it down, there's no moving it, because then I'd have a smeary mess. But there it is. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Have an awesome day.